just heading off into the woods for just do a bit of songwriting. So I take myself away just for a minute as I try to recognize what I should do. You seem to want to lay it all out on the side, so ask me again. Ask me again. So I've got this this other idea, and in my mind this is like the Southgate single when I really launch my brand properly. I feel like I've got the first draft of the song almost done. I'm not going to settle with it because I want this to be a single, so I want to get it just right. I want to make sure that the different sections work. I want to make sure it works for my voice. I want to make sure that I change anything that's not as near to perfect as possible. So really I need, once I've properly finished it, and when I say I've nearly got the first draft, I just mean I need another verse, basically, possibly 2 more verses. I wrote it in my falsetto voice. I don't wanna go home 'cause I'm having such a good time. I don't wanna go home 'cause I'm having such a good time. So that feels quite natural, but I'm not sure because I have to go pretty high in the mid-late. The way you move, that's what creation was for. Feels like we're dancing. Why? Let's go out dancing. But it's too high. And I don't ever wanna stop. Let me stay a while. Let me stay a while. I'm still sort of hesitant as to what this bit actually is. But that's gonna be hard to pull off. And I can change the key, which is a pain because it's nice to play where I've got it. Just come out for a walk. I've got a day mostly to myself to do things that I need to do, work on my project. And I was sitting down in front of the computer trying to just figure out what my next moves are. I've established this Songhacks thing, started the YouTube channel and all of that, and I thought that I thought it'd be a good idea just to get out of the house, just collect my thoughts, and maybe capture a bit of a vlog as well. I feel a little bit apprehensive, and there's a bit of self-doubt that's creeping in. And as that arises, it's important just to notice it, but carry on. There's been many times in which I've just given up on a particular pursuit, like given up on a band, decided to leave the band, or decided to abandon a recording project or whatever. But it's important that I just drive through with all of this stuff. So I think I'm just trying to gather my thoughts as to what this is all about, what this doubt is all about. And it's healthy to have doubt and skepticism about yourself. I mean, I think anyone who wants to be an artist, who is at least somewhat self-aware, doesn't want to be one of those people like you see on the early X Factor auditions that are completely deluded, probably a bit mentally ill, that can't sing and they can't play, they can't, but they think they're amazing, and they're surrounded by family and friends that tell them that they're amazing. So I think there's always the spectre of that, and I think one of the reasons why that can become a problem is if you've got like a vision for yourself of what you want to do, what you want to achieve, but you don't really share that with anyone, and you start to fantasize about where you want to be and start to come up with projects and ideas, notions of branding and presentation and stuff. You can start to sort of pile those up without ever really got any feedback. I feel like I'm well respected in the local music scene around here. I always get positive feedback from my shows and stuff. But I don't have a huge fan base online or anything like that to draw upon. So I'm still, in some ways I'm still working out what my presentation is, what my branding really is, how do I present myself. And I've got to a point where I need to get on with that stuff, and there's part of me that just wants to give up and do something else instead, or there's a part of me that wants to de-emphasize my desire to be a performing and recording artist and just focus on the teaching thing, because I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm too that, or I've left it too late, or whatever it is. And so I've had quite a few meetings with some various people, musicians, producers, artists and stuff, just letting them know that I'm really trying to move my career forward. And they've all said that the really important thing is to collaborate. So, and I feel like I've just got to this tipping point where I need to collaborate in earnest. I need to work with a producer or producers to get my music together. It's like I can't trust. I've had the sort of vision and the desire to move forward with all of this, but there's this definite point at which I've realised that I've got to work with other people. I've got to get them involved. Yes, well, I'm nervous about working with other people, and I always have been. I think I've always been afraid of getting let down or found out that I'm a fraud or something. And I'm sure this is really common, but in the past I've definitely let it get in the way of my aspirations. I'm worried about making a fool of myself. And part of wanting to collaborate is about tempering and containing my imagination and my ideas, because I feel like I've got quite an explosive imagination. I'm constantly having ideas. Not all of them are good by any means, but I'm constantly generating ideas, and any that I fixate on for long enough I get really attached to, and there comes a point where, unless I hand them on to someone else or have someone else reflect on them with me, I it just gets all a bit distorted, out of shape. Now, I've made a couple of albums in the past, neither of which were properly released as I would have liked them to have been. And I was really trying to do everything myself with those, partly as a challenge, as a creative challenge to see if I could do it. But I think there was a shadow side to that, and that was all linked up to my unwillingness really to acknowledge my fear of working with other people and trusting other people. But then the irony is that without doing that, I end up losing trust in the vision in the first place. I feel like I'm at that point now. I'm scared of what could happen. I'm scared of failure. I'm scared of success as well. But I guess I've just got to deal with these things anyway.